Hello and welcome to JoyNews Today. I am Emefa Akosia Adati. The bulletin is live from our studios here in Kokomlimle, Accra, and on DSTV channel 421 and Go TV channel 125. Coming up, calm returns to Bawku in the Upper West region, where alleged military brutalities were meted out to residents following the killing of a soldier there. We'll be live on the grounds for updates as young men who fled to neighboring districts are yet to return home. Also, minority in parliament condemns attack on former government officials who served under the erstwhile NPP administration.
The minority caucus is here to express its concerns about the growing lawless conduct of our national security operatives who the government has unleashed.
Details as Afenyomakin accuses national security operatives of stealing 10,000 Ghana cedis and some jewelry belonging to former Central Bank of Ghana, Dr. N.S. Addison, in Wednesday's raid. And in our Ghana Month series, we'll take you to the Bono East region to tell you the story of a village named Nipa Hiamwa, to which human needs help.
Looking at the way
with business, sports and showbiz, do stay for details. We appreciate your company this afternoon. First, there's relative calm in Bawku in the Upper West region after a day of alleged brutalities by the military following the killing of a soldier there. Highlighting the severity of the incident in Parliament, Majority Leader Mahama Ayariga said the soldiers invaded the constituency and beat everyone in sight. He condemned the killing of the soldier, but also urged the military hierarchy to call its officers to order.
Yesterday in the evening, the military detachment in Bawku and its environs, there's also a detachment in Binduri, undertook an exercise of ransacking almost every house that they came across, beating up everybody, men, women, children, old men, old women who could not flee, injuring some, destroying the properties of others, smashing television sets, fridges, and everything that came their way. Mr. Speaker, I made several calls, tried to urge them to stop. They did not. And this morning, they continued. And as we speak, the military, the soldiers are still carrying on the operation of beating up everybody that they come across in the town. So, Speaker, let me express my most sincere condolences to the family of the soldier who was killed. I will never condone the killing of anyone, especially a soldier who has left his family and has come to help us establish law and order in the Bawku area. It is equally not right for the soldiers since last night to invade homes, meeting places, market, where market women are going about their daily chores and beating up everybody, assaulting, injuring women, old men, children. So, Speaker, I condemn in no uncertain terms the conduct of the military detachment there. I want to bring the full weight of this House behind a plea to them to stop what they are doing immediately. And I urge the military high command to rein in their men and officers to stop the brutality that is currently ongoing in the Bawku township.
Let's speak to our regional correspondent, Albert Sorry, who has been following that Bawku story in the Upper East region. Albert, thank you for joining us. Now, first, how are those who were injured faring?
A lot of them are still on admission in various hospitals in Bawku. Yesterday, we spoke to several of them, including women who had various injuries on their bodies, some on their faces, on their heads, because they were beaten with canes. Some even said that some of the military used weapons that they don't even know, what they were, because it was in the dark when they went into the homes and started, meting out corporal punishment to them. So many of them are still injured. In fact, from our checks this afternoon, it could take up to a week before some of them are discharged because their injuries are quite serious.
Wow. Well, Albert, we understand that despite this calm as we speak, many fled their homes yesterday to neighboring communities because they are quite afraid. Is that still the situation?
Exactly so. So because of the Rambo-style nature in which the military conducted this operation, some of the young men who were the targets of this operation ran away from their homes. Some had to run into neighboring districts because they continued this up to yesterday afternoon. They started the operation in the evening of the day before yesterday. And as at yesterday afternoon, they were still going around the town, and they weren't really giving people reasons for which they were being punished, according to what some of the residents told us. If they came into your home, they would just ask you, where are the young men in this house? And before you know, they start beating you up. In fact, in some of the homes, they destroyed several properties from the videos that we had from some of the residents. And so some of these young men who were afraid that they would be beaten up had to run into neighboring districts in Binduri, Pusiga, and other places. And as we speak, some of them are still afraid to return home because they do not want to face any form of brutality.
Albert, is there any security presence in town?
Yes, because of the volatile nature of Bawku, there have always been men on the ground, soldiers and police officials have always been there. It is the same today, but because of the corporal punishment that the soldiers are allegedly meting out to people, most people are staying indoors. And because of that, you really don't see much of activity, despite the fact that the town is calm. We are told that today they are not punishing people. They are not going on the operation that they had yesterday. But nonetheless, people are still, afraid that at any time they could walk into these soldiers who may just, met out some form of punishment to them. And so some are staying indoors. But those who ran away from the town, some have also refused to return to the town as we speak.
Well, the president is expected in the Upper East region today as part of his thank you tour. What is it like for the residents? Are they expectant of him?
Yes, a while ago, I was in town around the venue where the president will be addressing the people at the Bolgatanga Jubilee Park. There was already some activity there as people were gathering in anticipation of his arrival later this afternoon. In fact, from my checks this afternoon, he is likely to arrive any moment from now at the Regional Coordinating Council, from where he will proceed to the venue where he will be addressing the people as part of his thank you tour. Of course, the issue of Bawku is in the minds of many people. I'm sure the traditional rulers, some of whom will be present, if they are given the opportunity, will definitely speak on this matter. And so a lot of people are waiting to hear what the president has to tell the people of the region, and some of the issues that he will be tackling on, particularly security and some development projects that the people in this region are expecting.
Right. Albert, thank you for bringing us updates. Away from Bawku in the Upper East region, let's go to Parliament. The minority is accusing national security operatives of stealing from former government officials during raids on their home. On Wednesday, national security operatives allegedly raided the home of former Bank of Ghana Governor Dr. Ernest Addison. Addressing journalists in Parliament, Minority Leader Alexander Afenyomakin accused the operatives of stealing 10,000 Ghana cedis belonging to the governor and jewelry also belonging to his wife.
This vicious cycle of using power to intimidate must cease. I conclude by calling on President John Dramani Mahama. We know him as a moderate politician, respected politician. He served his country, had a first term, lost elections. The Ghanaian people have given him another mandate to do his final term, which is a constitutional power mandate given him. He should leave a legacy. Your Excellency, President John Dramani Mahama, please leave a legacy. Let it be said that even if there were excesses in the exercise of executive power, when you had the opportunity, you change it for good and own that legacy in your name, Your Excellency. We're tired of the intimidation, the attacks, and the hypocrisy. We were told that Jakpe's first attack on Kenoforiata was not authorized. Today, the same Jakpe leading armed police, armed military, and so-called party thugs who parade on the streets of Accra as security operatives, terrorizing and traumatizing a respected Ghanaian citizen who has dedicated the better part of his life to serve his country.
On Zoom is Kweku Asante, our parliamentary affairs correspondent. Kweku, and so today we're expecting the airline on mining, which allows mining in forest reserves, to be on the radar today. Any updates on that?
Well, proceedings began just about 30 minutes ago. They are first taking a statement on World Forest Day. The Minister for Lands and Natural Resources has delivered that statement. MPs are commenting on that. After that, we expect that there will be a continuation of the budget debate. There's no indication yet whether or not the report from the subsidiary legislation committee will come, but you will recall that the speaker's marching orders were clear that if the committee is unable to submit its report by today, he will allow the minister to lead the report and the airline. And so that is what we are waiting for. I haven't seen Ibrahim Murtala Mohammed around yet, but if they do come around, we expect that today that airline will be laid.
Okay. As of yesterday as well, the bill for the gold board as well was laid. What's the update on that one as well?
Well, yes, the bill has been laid. It has been referred to the Committee on Finance to consider and report. And so that will be there. We expect that perhaps will be approved as part of the 2025 budget.
Right. Kweku, thank you so much. Away from Parliament, Ghana is losing the equivalent of 23 football fields of forest cover every day due to mining. That's according to scientists at the Ghana Space Science Institute. Scientists using cutting-edge satellite imagery and AI have uncovered a shocking truth. In just a decade, over 59,000 hectares of forest in the south have been wiped out. It's the first time such devastation has been mapped so precisely. Michael Ashale has the details for Tech Thursday this week.
Mining is one of Ghana's most important economic sectors, contributing billions of dollars to the economy and providing thousands of jobs. But the cost of this wealth has been high. Our forests are disappearing and our water bodies are under threat. For years, Ghana struggled to measure just how much land and forest cover had been lost to mining, both legal and illegal. That changed in 2023 when, for the first time, scientists at the Ghana Space Science and Technology Institute were able to put actual numbers to the destruction.
Between 2007 and 2023, we've lost almost 55,000 hectares of land. And how did we do it? We were able to do it with satellites. So we took satellite images from 2007, 2008, 2009 of the same location. Then we monitored the area that we are losing, right? Then we did ground studies to validate the satellite data.
The findings were alarming. But just a year later, when the scientists updated their data, the situation had worsened.
A little over 59,000 hectares of land has been converted to mining. So if you have lost that vegetation, and if you translate that amounts to about 84,000 football parks. That's quite a lot. And from 2015 to 2020, there was about 72% change in mining in terms of the land converted. If you look at from 2020 to 2022, it was about 135% increase.
Western region, Western North, Eastern and Central regions are all facing aggressive expansion of mining activities. It's not just forest. Ghana's rivers, once sources of clean water, have turned brown with sediment and toxic waste. The Space Science Institute has now developed a way to track these changes remotely.
We also monitor our water bodies a lot, measuring turbidity. Turbidity can be measured on the ground. Turbidity can be measured with a satellite, NDTI. So what happens is we take the ground data, we take the satellite data, then we validate, we try to compare. Once the model works, you can extend it to other areas where you don't have access to. So instead of touring the whole riverbank, you can just take a satellite image of a wide area, then you can still estimate the turbidity, and that is the water quality.
Ghana's scientists are not just tracking deforestation. They are also working on applications that can estimate farm yields, helping to predict food production and ensure food security.
Currently, we have an algorithm. The accuracy we are running around 65-70%. So you can take satellite images of the farms at the northern region. Then you can classify, okay, these are where the maize farms are. By measuring their chlorophyll index and measuring the soil moisture and other parameters and a leaf area index, you can estimate the yield of the farm.
Despite their groundbreaking work, Ghana's space scientists are facing serious threats, especially from land encroachment. The Ghana Radio Astronomy Observatory, a key research facility, has lost most of its land.
The initial land was 165 acres. It came to 75. Now we are having less than 30.
And this whole facility is more than $12-15 million going from 2012 all the way to this time. In the whole of Africa, Ghana is the second country to have a radio telescope. What the people around are doing is that they are producing RFI, or radio frequency interference, and that is affecting our data. Then you see this wiggles here. That is the background noise that is coming from around us.
This is our project site, and one of the challenges that we are facing is the heavy encroachment. And not only that, it's affecting the science that we are actually doing.
Ghana's space scientists believe the country must take its space program more seriously. While other African nations are launching satellites, Ghana currently has none in orbit.
We need to own our own satellite. We need to build our own satellite, owned by Ghanaians, built by Ghanaians. So when you take our brothers, Nigeria has about 7 satellites. When you take South Africa, they are big brothers. They've launched almost 13 satellites. Likewise, Egypt, Rwanda also has launched a lot of satellites. Angola launched a communication satellite, which they are reaping from. When you come to Ghana, as we speak, as I said before, we don't have any satellite in orbit.
For Joy News, Michael Ashale.
And in the Ashanti region, Regional Security Council has beefed up police visibility in an attempt to deal with recent killings of mobile money vendors. 3 mobile money vendors have died in separate incidents in Kumasi in the last 2 months, prompting the region's action. Regional Minister Dr. Frank Amakohene says dealing with illicit arms and ammunition will fight the crime. Nanaya Ochima has more in the following report.
The killing and robbery of mobile money vendors have caused fear and panic in parts of the Ashanti region. Aside from enhancing police visibility, mobile money vendors will be given training to ensure their safety. The regional minister, Dr. Frank Amakohene, announced a crackdown on unlicensed motorbikes, among others.
Most of these cases, especially the ones that we have some footage, you realize that the motorbikes were not registered, and for that it becomes difficult tracing them and all that. The last is that we put a bounty on the heads of these suspected criminals, so that anyone who comes out to provide us any relevant information that will help us arrest them would at least get a handsome reward to be able to encourage people and informants to volunteer the information.
In 2 of 3 recent killings of Momo vendors, firearms were used. During a meeting with the National Commission on Small Arms and Light Weapons, the regional minister requested the support of the commission in dealing with insecurity in the region.
So the commission has been here this morning. We've had a holistic conversation on how we want to review these use and distribution of firearms. I'm sure once we're able to do these things and, I mean, as it were, have a firm control over this area, we should be able to restore safety and that public confidence.
Acting Executive Secretary of the Small Arms Commission, Dr. Adam Bona, reveals steps are advanced to retrieve unlicensed arms in the system.
It shouldn't take too long. You are going to see us on your streets. You are going to see us in your backyard with our weapon detection system, scanning areas or scanning vehicles to be able to pick up weapons that are hidden in vehicles. The usual scanner, metal scanner, cannot detect a weapon, but this only detects a weapon. And so if you had a weapon here, in this building, in this hotel, wherever this weapon is, the system is able to detect it.
Meanwhile, the Ashanti Regional Security Coordinator, Captain Retired John Jabari, believes effective partnership with the Commission can help deal with growing gun culture.
Sometimes you hear of assault cases, murder cases, and some of these weapons are part of it. So I had a meeting with them and charged them they should draw a program that we can partner them so that we can work on both at the licensing part of those weapons and then visiting those mining communities to see whether some of these people, they have licenses to be holding them so that we can reduce those arms in those areas over there so that Ghana can be safer.
For Joy News, Nanaya Ochima, Kumasi.
And away from the Ashanti region, I'll take you to the Oti region, where Director for Health, Dr. Osekufor Afre, has revealed that one of his workers died in clashes that claimed at least 6 lives in the Nkwanta South municipality in January this year. He's asking feuding factions to resolve their differences for smooth healthcare delivery. Peter Senu reports.
The Oti Regional Director for Health Services, Dr. Osekufor Afre, made the revelation of the death of one of his workers during the peak moment in the Nkwanta South clashes over a month ago at the year 2024 Health Performance Review meeting for the region. According to the health director, the development has put some fear in his workers and is already affecting quality health delivery in the municipality.
We have some challenges, security challenges in the Nkwanta South municipality, which has been going on for a while.
and I believe it's quite tribal, and it's really affecting healthcare delivery in the Nkwanta South municipality. Unfortunately, during the recent clashes in January this year, through that, one of our health workers, an IT manager, was shot dead at home. And this has put a lot of fear in the health workers here. And it's really affecting them going out to deliver healthcare services. One of our vehicles that was even en route to the community for outreach services also received some bullets of about 30 bullet holes in the official vehicle, which if not God who intervened, all the people in the vehicle would have died. So there is a lot of fear for people to even go out to even provide outreach services. And this is greatly affecting the performance of health services in the Nkwanta South municipality and also the OT region in general.
And in our Ghana Month series today, we take you to Nipa Hiamwa, a village along the Techiman-Kintampo Highway in the Bono East region. Its name, meaning human needs help, reflects the deep wisdom of which first settler who believed that no one thrives alone, no matter their status in life. Anna Sabit reports.
Names of communities in Ghana are more than just words. They are stories, lessons and legacies etched into the soul of our land. Imagine a community so rooted in unity that its identity demands collaboration. A community named Nipa Hiamwa, which literally means man needs help. This name breathes life into an ancient truth that no one walks alone. As we celebrate the Ghana Month, we are here to unravel the story behind this powerful name and meet the people keeping its spirit alive. James Najombo is the unit committee chairman here.
Oh, crazy dear. Eye Jimbone. Eva Panum Troy. The
name of the community is not bad. It was named by our fathers. A man migrated to the community. When he came, he met another man called Opinia, who accepted him by saying, every man needs help, so therefore I will help you. This tale isn't just folklore. It is the heartbeat of Nipa Hiamwa, where the people believe that every man needs help irrespective of his financial status.
Yeah, no one and yes, Capesi, and an normal pair of Brusso. Sabea or do better.
Looking at the way they lived tells you that it's not always about money. Living cordially matters. So how the man accepted him wholeheartedly illustrates the saying that every man needs help. A person's situation doesn't matter. So it was finally named after the man's continuous saying, every man needs help. One of the most interesting things we spotted here is that despite the fact that every man needs help, the people of Nipa Hiamwa feel they've been neglected by people in authority. Their biggest challenge has to do with the unavailability of proper school block to shape the lives of the community's next generations. A man's knowledge depends on education. Without education, one yields nothing in life. So when you take a look at our school structure, everyone wants to take his or her child to the city, so we need a new school infrastructure. With just 4 makeshift classroom spaces accommodating the entire primary population, peoples of the community have to walk for over an hour to the next community by foot on a daily basis to access junior high school education. This has pushed many children out of school over the years. Whenever we leave the community to attend a different school, people usually mock us by saying our school is made up of wooden structure. Because of this, the majority of the youth don't like attending school. During our day, because we always want to get a roll call, we walk hurriedly to school. We sometimes run 100 meters in order to get there on time. The younger ones, unfortunately, spend not an hour before they reach. Walking this Techiman-Kintampo highway exposes these children to the dangers of being knocked down by speeding vehicles. They walk about a mile to school. They might be knocked down by speeding vehicles. Should they build a new GHS structure for us, it will help us immensely. This isn't entirely the community's only challenge. The absence of a health facility means people seeking for health care, including pregnant women, would have to trek to Juneho, Bonomanso or Techiman to access health care.
You're watching News Today. We go for a quick breather. When we come back, business, please stay.
Welcome back to Business here on JoyNews Today. My name is Winston Taki, and out of first business story. Director General of the Ghana Standards Authority, Professor Alex Dodu, has stated that customers of the Electricity Company of Ghana, ECG, have the right to take the legal action if they are provided with unverified meters. Speaking at the launch of the World Consumer Day by CAS International in Accra, he emphasized that all meters must be certified by the GSA's world-class testing laboratory to ensure accuracy and consumer protection. CAS International has launched the State of the Ghanaian Consumer Study as part of the World Consumer Rights Day celebrations in Accra. Speaking at the event, Director General of the Ghana Standards Authority, Professor Alex Dodu, urged customers of the Electricity Company of Ghana to take legal action if they are provided with unverified meters.
Act 1078 makes it an offense for anyone to use in trade, industry, health, and commerce any device, including water meters, electricity meters, telecom measuring devices, which have not been approved nor verified by the Ghana Standards Authority, and they must have a stamp of verification showing that they have been done. My Lord, I will say that this is not being done. The GSA has built a world-class electricity meter testing laboratory to ensure that now if there is dispute on your smart meter, check whether it's verified by us. If it's not, it's even being used illegally in the first place. And secondly, you can press charges.
The West African Regional Director of CAS International, Apia Kusi Adumako, emphasized the urgent need for the passage of the Consumer Protection Bill to safeguard consumer rights.
Because one of the key issues with regards to consumer protection is what consumer education. And it appears that the regulators are not educating Ghanaians about their right. And so whenever they have an issue, they just swallow their issue to themselves. Ghana joins the whole world in celebrating World Consumer Rights Day. We are reminding government, the Ministry of Trade, they are the key agents, that they have to do all the necessary work on the bill and get the bill to Parliament through Cabinet, because Ghanaian consumers have been taken for a ride.
The event brought together key stakeholders, including government representatives, regulators, and consumer advocacy groups to discuss strategies for strengthening consumer protection in Ghana. Yango has disclosed its intention to use the government's 24-hour economy policy to expand its operation and leverage growth. It disclosed at the launch of the 2024 edition of the Yango Digital Mobility Awards in Accra.
Yango launched the 2024 edition of the Yango Digital Mobility Awards to celebrate its cherished partners, partner drivers, users, and allied service providers. The event will see some top drivers, partners, riders, and key stakeholders recognized for their dedication and commitment that has pushed the growth of the business since its entry onto the Ghana market. General Manager for Yango Ghana, Mr. Tom Ofonime, told journalists the company will leverage government's 24-hour economic policy.
The most important thing to anybody behind the wheel is owning a car for himself.
more than 80% of the guys behind the wheel do not actually own these cars. And that's why we have partnered with some of the companies here to be able to provide a brand new vehicle in 2023, and also for 2024 we'll be giving a brand new vehicle. However, this year we're extending it not just to the winner for the driver of the year, but all top 10 drivers are going to be getting rewards in order of what's important to them. So from fuel coupons to mobile phones and data, we're extending all that to these drivers that will be winning in 2024.
Mr. Ofonime also touched on the new additions to this year's event.
I mean, for everybody out there, we are going into a 24-hour economy. And this means that there is more and more opportunity for transport sector and also for logistics. So reach out to us. Let's see what we can engage. Whatever your ecosystem is, if our solution is not already in the market, we do have the solution that we can bring into the market.
Some past winners of the award spoke to Joy Business.
I want to win again to set a record, because it's not easy to win the award last year and your name will come the nomination again. So already my name is on the nomination. I have to win it again. Other drivers, I will tell them, say, for now, for Ghana, Yango is the best app. Why? Because Yango is taking about the drivers, the customers, anytime be app. Yango, they give award for driver of the week, driver of the month. Yango is share phones, other things. So I don't think say the other app they do this one.
More business update for you at 1 p.m. on the marketplace. My name is Winston Taki. Up next is sports and showbiz after this break. 59.
Hello, Muftau Nabila Abdullah here with sports on JoyNews Today. President John Dramani Mahama has told the Black Stars players that the country has not given up on them, despite their failure to qualify to the African Cup of Nations that will be staged in Morocco later this year. The senior national team played 6 matches without winning a single game in the qualification campaign. However, they are hopeful that the World Cup qualifying series that would see them come up against Chad and Madagascar in the next 2 matches will start as a stepping stone for them to win back the love of Ghanaians. And he told them that they should go all out and make the country proud.
Ghanaians have had their hearts broken by the fact that we didn't qualify for the AFCON. But even where we qualified for the AFCON, we crashed out very early the last time. And so we haven't given up on you. We still believe that the Black Stars can find its glory again. And it's dependent on you and the technical team and the management committee. We can't come and play the football. We can make the resources available. We can come to the stadium and cheer you on. But eventually, the goals will come from these feet that are right here. And so it takes sacrifice, it takes strength. We all like to watch you when you play for your teams, and we expect that you bring some of that dedication to the national team. Playing for the national team is not as lucrative as playing for your individual teams. But still, that sense of pride and patriotism that your nation, has gone to the World Cup is something that is worth dying for. And so, before you start the qualifiers, let's put the AFCON debacle behind us, and let's look forward and know that we can redeem ourselves. I know that in the World Cup qualifiers, you're going to redeem yourselves, and that if we play and we qualify, Ghanaians will find it in their hearts to come fully behind the team again. And I know you can do it. I mean, you're all talented players. We're going to continue to support you, not only for the World Cup, but beyond. We think that we must build a very strong team. And the way to build a strong team is to find the resources to bring you together as much as possible so that you're playing together. and then also to look for young talents to join you so that you also can play with them and bring them up as the next generation of the stars. And so you can do it. I'll take time off and watch the game myself. Even though my heart is not very good at watching soccer, I will brave it. They say I should eat before I go and sit down. And my hope is that you will justify my sitting and watching you guys. The whole of Ghana is going to be behind you, and I'm sure that you can make it. And
it's a very, very strong signal for all of you to come here to support us. We know that it's very, very difficult situation maybe, but we believe in the strength of our players, technical team. They have been working a lot, and just want to show you that we will do everything we can Friday to make you happy, to make the nation happy, and after that I think things will be easier. Thank you very much for your support. We won't forget this, and we really, really appreciate you coming here, all of you, not only you, but especially you, but all of you for supporting us. Thank you very much.
Good evening, Mr. President. Honestly, thank you for coming. Like the coach said, this is a big sign, you coming and giving us the support. We know that we're in a difficult situation, but me and my boys are not scared. We know we'll turn this around, and that's what we're going to do on Friday. So we want to assure you that you can be relaxed, because Friday we'll do the job for you and for the nation, and after that I know things will be different. So thank you for coming, and we will fight on Friday, make sure we have the 3 points on Friday.
Head on to myjoyonline.com for more sports stories. Up next is Showbiz.
Hello there, good afternoon. Welcome to the Showbiz segments with me, Jacqueline Ansuma Hiabwa. Well, today is International Day set aside for happiness. That is International Day of Happiness. That is by the United Nations to recognize the importance of happiness and well-being in our lives. This year's theme is caring and sharing, reminding us that lasting happiness comes from caring for each other. Ahead of the launch of the 2025 World Happiness Report, which features the latest rankings of countries, Joy News hits the streets to find out what makes people happy.
Research shows that happiness is not just about money or material things. Strong relationships, helping others, expressing gratitude, and meditating are key factors that contribute to lasting happiness.
Happiness is a state where I'm being okay with myself. Like, I'd say plans being achieved. Yeah.
Happiness is I'm not in debt, and then I'm having my freedom to move, to do my everything.
Happiness is, living comfortably and not having anything to think about. And that, in a way, will affect the way you go about your activities.
Yeah, I'm happy that one, changing of government, I think it have calm situations down.
Happiness is a fundamental human right. Psychiatrist at the Kolebu Teaching Hospital, Dr. Abigail Harding, explains that economic hardship and other socio-economic factors contribute to the mental well-being of people.
Let me say that happiness and mental health are linked and they are interconnected.
It's a club that has witnessed history before Ghana was even Ghana. Established in 1947 as a Gold Coast club, it predates the country itself by a decade. At a time when most social clubs catered to Europeans or mixed groups, a group of public servants and businessmen sought a space of their own. And so this historic institution was born. As it celebrates Ghana Month, we shine a spotlight on the Ghana Club, an iconic establishment that has stood the test of time.
When it's shone,
For decades, the Ghana Club has remained a hub for influential figures in politics, business, and public service. Its walls have witnessed history unfold, from the struggles for independence to the evolution of modern governance. According to the club president, Dr. Adrian Ni Odoi, the founding members envisioned a space where Africans could freely unwind, network, and belong. A vision that remains alive today.
Back in the day, behind us were all the ministries. And we had the commercial district, you know, the banks, Kingsway, UTC were all on that side. Right. And after work, back in the 50s and before, after work, all the Ghanaians or Gold Coasters would have to leave the area. And on our right, where the mausoleum is, was a polo club. Just before that.
Was it exactly that place, or
yes,
exactly where the Kwame
Nkrumah declared independence? Yeah. So it was a polo club. Just before that was a European club, which was whites only. Yeah. This was their social club. This house was the commandant's house, the IGP's house. And the civil servants kept clamoring for a place where they could also meet and discuss and plan, talk about their work, talk about building the country, talk about independence. And that's how come they got given this in 1947.
Despite the passage of time, some traditions remain intact. A key feature is the president's board, bearing the names of past club presidents.
The first president was the Nehemiah Olenu, who became the Speaker of Parliament, Miss Ruby Kwati-Papafio, who was the educationist in Abrigel.
Another long-standing tradition is the member board, where names are carefully cleaned every December 31st, symbolizing continuity and heritage.
This thing is written in chalk. It's non-permanent. On the 31st of every year, the board is wiped clean.
Why?
Because your membership has expired and we start paying up again.
Few members have experienced the club transformation, like Fritz Bafo, a former MP and Minister of Information, who has been a member for over 40 years.
Well, the full story of the Ghana Club is on all our social media platforms. You could check that out. And on that note, it's a wrap for the showbiz segments with me, Jacqueline, and Sumaya Bwa. Over to you, Emefa Akosia Adeti.
Thank you, Jacqueline and Sumaya Bwa. And today we did green together.
Yes, I'm surprised we thought alike.
Of course. If we're to create a club, what would the name be? We'll think about it.
Definitely.
We'll bring it tomorrow.
Definitely.
But I foresee something melanin.
I know, right?
Yeah. But anyway, that'll be all for news today. I am Emefa Akosia Adeti. For more news, though, do log on to myjoyonline.com.